I'll be going through the answers quickly, so make sure your course book is open in front of you, and please stop and rewind the video as you need to. So, got your book open in front of you? Are your answers in capitals? Want to know why the answers are the answers? Then let's go. To get question number 1 correct, what we have to pay attention to is the verb before the gap. Whenever you've got a gap, either before or after a verb, the chances are it's going to be an adverb, and that's exactly what we need here. We need an adverb to describe how people were moving. In this case, people were moving noisily. For question number 2, if we look around the gap, we can see before the gap we've got an article, after the gap we've got an adjective, and after the adjective we've got the noun to which that article refers. So what choices do we have here? Well, we've got 2 choices. You can either go for an adverb, because you could have adverb, adjective, noun, or you go for adjective, 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 noun. So 2 adjectives which modify the noun. What's the correct answer here? It's the adjective, a traditional grey uniform, because to say a traditionally grey uniform doesn't make that much sense given the context. Question number 3, if we look before the gap, we'll see the clues that tell us what we need here. We've got a conjunction, before the conjunction we've got an adjective, before the adjective we've got the verb be. Be, adjective, or be plus adjective and adjective. And that's what we need here. His was bright and colourful. For question number 4, quite a tricky question. What we've got here is someone who should be in Manila, because that's where he's identified as doing his particular role, but as we can see from the context, he is not in Manila. Well, how does that help us understand what kind of answer we need? Well, the answer that we need is a linker, which connects the idea of him being from Manila but not being in Manila to what he actually says about him actually explicitly saying that he's not in Manila. And we need an adverb, this linker is an adverb, to express this obvious fact. And the adverb that we need is evidently. For question 5, look at the language pattern. Officers were something of the man. What kind of word do we need here? Of course, we need an adjective. They were suspicious of the man. Question number 6, this is again another linker, and this is a linker that tells us about order. One thing happened, then another thing happened. This thing happened shortly afterwards. So what we need here is an adverb, and the adverb is shortly. To get the answer to question number 7 correct, what we have to do is identify the sentence structure that we have, and it's a perfect form. As a matter of fact, the gap is in between the 2 elements that create the perfect form. Was released. So what does this word in the gap have to be? Of course, it has to be an adverb, because adverbs modify verbs. So the adverb that we need here is eventually. He was eventually released. For question number 8, just before the gap we've got a singular possessive pronoun. After the gap we've got the noun to which that personal pronoun refers. So what do we need here? We'd of course need an adjective to modify the noun. So the adjective that we need is mysterious.